Relationship and finances, marriage and finances. Tell me why, after sitting down with a client of mine, somebody I actually know for some time now, and having looked at her finances, how much she earns, how much she spends on her expenses, and her goals, what her goals require her to put aside, and what is actually doable. Now, the reality of things, because my goals could require me to put aside 50,000 per month, but maybe I'm only able to do 20. So there is the reality check also. After doing all that analysis and evaluation, we settled for 40,000. Yes, for a long-term plan. And I suggested, you know what, we can actually start with 30 and 10,000. Let us do money market fund, because it will also help you in case you need emergencies. In case you're actually able to do more than 40k, you can channel that money in the money market. But for the long term, let's kick off with 30,000. And she agreed, and she was actually very excited about it. Initially, I suggested 30, the total, so 10k money market, 20k long term. Then she told me, you know what, I think I can actually do 40. Let's do 30 and 10. So, oh, great. And money market, most money markets you can open for yourself, you as a client. So I tell her, because it is quite late, I'll allow you to open an account for yourself for money market, maybe when you get to the house or tomorrow. But this other one, the long-term plan, because I have to be here, or not really here, but it's me to do the account opening. Let's do it. It will take us like 10 to 15 minutes. And we agreed. She put money and she was excited. You know that excitement you guys get once you kick off. Because I think the most hardest part inakwanga kuanzia. So she was very excited, and I was happy for her too. Tell me why after 2 days, she called me to tell me her fiancé told her to stop that investment. And I asked why. I mean, it has such good returns. You can borrow loan. It's giving you free life insurance. It's giving you a good return. Why do you want? It's giving you discipline. Why do you want to stop it? She told me my fiancé said it's not making sense. Nikamuuliza, how about you? What do you think? Akaniambia, I like it, and I think it's a good idea. But then again, because it's compromising my relationship, I've decided not to continue. Well, I felt a bit down. It didn't sit well with me, especially because I knew she could afford. She had mentioned, why do I keep all this money in the bank? She'd mentioned all that during our meeting. So I told her, Madam, let me give her a name, Kate. Madam Kate, let me give you 2 days, 2 working days. Think about it. Think about it in totality. And in 2 days' time, I will do as you instruct me. After one day, she called me and told me, I've made a decision to cancel the policy. So I told her, well, that's okay. You get a refund of your money, because it is not yet a policy, it is an application. You write this email, please copy me on the email for me to just fast track it. It will take 10 working days for you to get your money, if you're okay with that. If you're new here, my name is Mary Margaret. I like to talk about money. This is my YouTube channel. I like to call myself Billionaire Mary Margaret, and I talk about money, investment, loans, money in general, because I love money. Nani hapendi pesa. And today I want to be talking about relationship and finances. I have specifically started by explaining a scenario that is not that is something that did not happen 95 years ago. It happened literally less than 10 days ago. Okay, less than 2 weeks ago, to be very specific. In some time. And why I'm actually talking about this is because, by God's grace, been married for close to 5 years now. We'll be clocking 5 years in January, so I can say 4 years 6 months. And I've seen the dynamics of marriage and money. And for those babes who are not yet married, unaona mapenzi na pesa ni hand in hand. Let us not pretend. Don't call us material people. Women love money. That is one. Number two, even if you find somebody who is really down to earth, not interested with your money, doesn't bother, you must be able to provide for the family. I'm not saying 100%, some 100%, yes, I know marriage as ifanyani. By the way, let me give you different scenarios of marriage. Kuna marriage yenye the man provides everything, pays for rent, pays for the bills, pays for everything, for school fees, fuels the wife's car, does everything, the hair for the wife, everything. I actually have a client who confessed this. Akaniambia, yes, my husband fuels my car, does my hair, and na mimi I've realized he's not good in saving, so my money is invested for the family. Yes, even if it is under my name, I already know that this is family money. Yes, I know it's okay. And that's, I cannot say that's being a wise woman. If you realize your person is not a saving person, you've got, even if you're a man, if you realize your wife is a spendthrift, not interested with saving and investment, you've got to stand on behalf of the family. You've got to stand in. You've got to do something. Both of you cannot be the same in terms of spending and everything. Somebody needs to be sober. That is one kind of marriage where the man is providing everything. Maybe the woman is sober enough to be able to do some little investment for the family, lakini kuna wenye hawafanyi, even though they are being provided for. Ni ile ya, your money is our money, my money is my money. I don't find that one, does not sit very well with me, even though I wouldn't mind. Number two, there are marriages where people do 50-50. That does not sit well with me as well. Yeah, I mean, we are in a different world where women are empowered. We are not even able to do our house chores because I leave the house early, I come late. Maybe saa zingine tunaingia na yeye. What time will I wash the house? What time will I clean the clothes? What time will I cook? The best maybe such women do is really creating time for their children. I mean, you can't delegate that. You can delegate at some point, but you really need to do something. So 50-50 marriages are there. The other, I'm talking about marriage and finances. The other kind of marriage is where the woman does more than the man, and they are comfortable with that. I was talking to a friend of mine and he was telling me about his cousin. So he was telling me about how sometimes it took time for the man to accept that the woman is superior here in terms of finances, because she's sharp, she has friends of all kinds. By the way, people who have a lot of friends, unakutanga wanakuwa enlightened haraka haraka. So as we are talking, the man knows his place at the back seat, the woman knows her place, and they are happily married. That is where the woman provides more. There are marriages where the man actually would sit back in the house and look after the baby, and the woman would provide. That never locates me. But yes, it is there. There are marriages where which other one did I want to say? The woman helps. The woman is a helper. And this is what I desire for myself. This is actually what I believe in, and it is working well by God's grace in my family, where the man takes most of the responsibilities. But we can't ignore the fact that I am earning. I can't say your money is our money, even though I don't mind. But I am earning, so I don't mind helping. I don't mind saying, you know what, I'll pay the house help. Yeah, don't even bother. Don't bother. Don't. He doesn't even know how much I pay him. I pay her. small things. I've seen people, some other ladies paying for utility bills like electricity, water, and I also pay for milk in my house. I know. Oh, and some other things like kids' clothes. Those are things that I like to do personally, because if I trust him with them, I might not like his what can I say, his likings when it comes to choosing what the kids will wear or the family will wear. So I don't mind, although these are not things that are done on a monthly basis. Most of the months you find yourself doing that, upgrading, especially if you have small kids. Now, that was just a summary of I wanted to talk about that summary because of those people who are not yet married, who, like me when I was a young girl, thought that that the man is supposed to provide in everything, and that is how it will go. It might go that way for you, but be open-minded. Okay, so let's come back to our topic. If we agree in a certain setup in our marriage, let's say we agree for 50-50. No, that doesn't sound well. Let's agree, the Bible said the man should provide and protect and the woman should help, so I'll go with that. So maybe my person does most of the things and I'm supposed to help him in these areas which are well spelled out. I already know it is this and this. For example, I pay I don't want to mention figures, but let me mention figure for the milk. I pay 3,000 every month for milk, because they spend 100 bob for a liter, 1.25 liters of milk. If I already know my budget for my family is X amount of money, if I make more, it is a good thing. Yes, if I make more than how much I'm actually supposed to provide, it is a good thing. And I can now choose where I want to invest my money. We can have that conversation as a family. But now, let us now come back to my topic, where in a certain family, bora wewe umefanya duties zako, bora umelipa school fees na rent on time, it's okay. Maybe our school fees and rent is about 70,000. You already have done that. It's okay. I don't care if you made 300,000. You have done your part. Most people are like that, and I honestly would say I like that one too, where yes, I know we are not the same. We can never be the same. If in fact, if you ask your sister or your brother or your friend who is married, you find out her marriage is totally different from yours. They can never be the same. So my problem is I'm able to save this amount of money, not having escaped some bills, having done my bills. But then again, my partner feels, no, this is not right. You're not supposed to be investing here. Maybe because of number one, if inferiority complex. You're feeling, I could be empowered. If I do this, I could be empowered with time. And maybe I'd have more money than you. Maybe because you're unable to save, or you're not a savings person. You're unable to invest. The story I gave at the beginning of this video that is what I felt like. So let's now talk. I want this to be a conversation. I'm not lecturing like usual. What do you think? Do you think it's right for a man to dictate for a woman where you're supposed to put your money? I think it is okay to have a discussion and talk and agree. When it is agreeable, it's okay. But not when I'm feeling, I actually think I can put 20,000 in my circle comfortably. Then my person realizes, hey, na huyu msichana anaweka 240,000 every month kwa circle. In 3 years time, that's about how much? More than 700. 700, she'll be able to get 2.1 million and she can do lots of things. Now that is, hiyo ni kukanyangiana. You're stepping on somebody's growth. And this one does not now sit right well with me. From where I sit as a financial advisor, would you allow them to put that money aside? Maybe to save you as a family, to save you as a person, to save your family. Because Who knows about tomorrow? Today you are both earning well. Tomorrow you could be incapacitated, you could lose your job, and that education policy that you're stopping your wife, stopping your husband from taking, it could mature and pay school fees for your children. Imagine. And you are denying her to take that plan just because you are feeling if she does, I think pesa yenye ananipea itapungua. If he does that, maybe anaweza kuwa na pesa mingi kuniliko. You know, that is one scenario. I want to give about another example of another. These are real life scenarios. The first example I've given you, I've told you it is less than 2 weeks ago. Now I want to give you an example of something that happened close to 1.5 years ago. So 5 years ago, but it happened. The story is from 5 years ago, but it happens 1.5 years ago. So I met this lady in a certain hotel. I like to work with hospitality industry. If you're in hospitality industry, so about 5 years ago, I met a lady. I was saying, if you're in hospitality industry, hi, I like working with you guys, and you artists are great people. You're honorable people. So this lady used to work in a certain hotel. By the time I spoke to her, she was not married, but she at least mentioned that she is 1 month pregnant and could be getting married in the next maybe 1 month, in terms of now settling down with her husband. So she told me she'll be getting married maybe in the next 1 month, and I was very happy for her. So after doing evaluation, we concluded that she should be able to save 5,000 without struggle, and she was comfortable with that. So I opened an account for her, and she actually paid for 4 months. That tells you she paid 20,000. And from her job, for her to be able to have set aside that money, I believe it was out of discipline. Okay, so she put 20k, and I was really excited for her. I congratulated her, nikamwambia congratulations for starting. You've started at a good note. Every time you have extra money, please make sure you're ahead of time in like 3 to 6 months, so that in case, especially because in 9 months time you'll not be working, in case you are unable to deposit on particular months, the overpayment will come through for you. This time it was also an investment plan, a 10-year in life insurance investment plan, and that was it. Fast forward, she got married in like a month's time, like she had mentioned, and I was very happy for her because I was newly married. Yes, because it's 4 years ago. It's 4 years ago because my daughter turned 4. Yes, so it could be more than 4 years actually. So she got married to an accountant. I must confess that in terms of investment or the clients we meet, accountants are one of the most difficult clients, because some things don't sit right with them, but after explaining and looking at the reality of life, they are the best clients. Yes, they are the best clients. Yes, they will be a little bit hard, complex, rigid at the beginning. You'd want to even not have a conversation with them or give up on them, but once they begin, they will never stop. They will not default. They will make sure they pay. Yes, that is my personal experience with accountants. They will give you referrals easily, and they can easily take up more plans. Immediately they get salary raises. Lakini kuanzia kumconvince tu that this is not, achana na hizo hesabu mnafanyanga, now let's come back to reality, nini, it's work. So she gets married, and the accountant now, this new husband, start telling her that this plan is not nice, does not make any sense, nini. So she called me, told me she'd want to discontinue. One thing about me, every time you sit with me, I'll make sure to take you through terms and conditions, whether you like it or not. I'm saying whether you like it or not because there's this client that I met, couple clients. They had done research about everything and they knew what they wanted. So every time I'm about to explain something, they either ananimalizia sentence, ama ananiambia, you don't need to explain, Mary, we already know, this is what we want. Naenda kuongea, wanani cut short, niambia, this is what we want, you don't need to explain. But when it got to terms and conditions, I told them, with all due respect, I am glad that you guys want to start with this huge premium. And I'm of course very happy and excited also. But would you allow me some only 5 minutes or 10 to talk about terms and conditions? I know you already know, you've studied about it, but I want to do it because it's my responsibility to make sure you understand. So yeah, when I say whether you like it or not, I'll take you through the terms and conditions. That's what I mean. Esther, hebu kuja uangalie Tasha. Ni kama ad imekuja. So, I had already told her, this is an insurance policy, and once you start, you can't stop. You can default, yes, that's okay, no penalty. But deciding to surrender before 3 years is very punitive. You could lose all your money, but from the 3rd year, you will not lose anything. No, you not lose anything if you decide to stop and wait for the maturity, but you could lose part of your money in case you claim. Okay, you quit and claim, you've already finished 3 years, you could lose part of your money and the bonus, which is very punitive. That I had made clear, as I always do. So by the time she was telling me that the husband had said that she should stop, I could tell she doesn't want to. And like this other one who is having the fiancé, who just want peace and who now want to stop, I could tell she doesn't want to stop and she's feeling this is the right thing. So nikamuuliza, Mary, you paid 20,000 instead of 5K. How long did it take you to save the 20K? Several months. And you want to give it up. You want to give it all up. Ipotee hivyo because you are getting married. I know you guys will bash me on this, but it's fine. Nikamwambia, how about we get to 3 years? Go and talk to your husband. Let him allow you to get to 3 years. After the 3rd year, you not hear me say anything. I even told her, can we reduce to 2,000? This is the minimum. And nikamwambia, okay, reduce to 2,000, this 20K, itasimamia 10 months. So you won't have to pay for the next, how many months? Almost 9, because it was in the first 2 months, 8 months. You will not have to pay for 8 months because 2 months already zilikuwa zimepita. Utakuwa ahead of time. Nikamwambia, please, this is the only option that I'm having and I don't want you to lose your money. We have talked in depth about what you want. She had even become my personal friend because she even came to see my daughter when I got a child, and at this rate we were now friends. Nikamwambia, hapana Mary, hata wewe unaona hii is the right decision. Now if he's insisting that this is not the right path to save, anataka to save wapi? The lady, by the way, she's not Mary. Mary is not her name. I am using a dummy name. Kila mtu mwenye na mention hapa nambatiza. So the guy wanted her to leave the circle and to leave the insurance. These were her 2 major investments. Nikamwambia, if you had not mentioned that your new husband wants you to leave the circle, I'd think he doesn't want you to invest with insurance because he's an accountant. That would be my reasoning or assumption. But the fact that he wants you to stop everything, like cripple you financially, why? So that you're dependent on him and so that you're able to give him that at the end of the month, that amount that you give him for him to be able to pay all the bills as part of the bills. Why? That should not be the case. So when I asked her, if you stop this investment, if you stop your circle, what if something came up? Where are you going to run to? We pray for long life, that you guys will be able to raise your children and see your great grandchildren. But do you know death happens? Do you know he could lose his job too? Do you know it is possible for either of you to be incapacitated? What if it happens to him? You're the one who's supposed to run the family, and you not give people stories of he's the one who stopped me from investment. You will not look wise at that moment. So it is at this moment that you try to convince him. So she finally convinced him, and they agreed. She's going to reduce to 2,000 and pay for 3 years, then wait for maturity. Fast forward 3 years later. Yani, hey, you men bwana, you can be on somebody's toes or on somebody's neck. Fast forward 3 years later, I told her we are almost hitting 3 years. Just get there and wait for maturity. You will not lose a dime, I promise you. Now this I'm speaking as her friend. Akaniambia, okay, when 3 years mahali zilifikia, behold, they surrendered. Surrender means you quit and claim. So she lost part of her money, but she got the money. Before surrendering, I asked her, why do you want to surrender? We agreed you go for a paid up. Paid up is waiting for maturity. You hit the 3rd year and wait for maturity so that you get all your money plus bonus. We agreed for a paid up. Why are you going for surrender? Because why is this money so urgent? Because it was a 2,000 case, she was going to get less than 100,000. Kamwambia, this money look si mingi, especially kiland kwa mikono yako. It's not a lot of money. Why do you want to get this money? Akaniambia, no, my husband wants us to put it in the circle. Sasa at this point alishakubali circle juu msichana alikataa kutoka circle. Alimwambia tuseme nini, stoki circle. My husband wants us to invest it in the circle and we can get a loan and buy a family car. Yes, the audacity that men have. Sorry to say that, but kamwambia fine. It will take 5 working days for you to get your money. They surrendered and they got their money as agreed in good time. So I talked to her after 1 month. It broke my heart, by the way, because you know, right thing cannot be changed to wrong, and wrong can never be right. Yes, it broke my heart, and so I gave our friendship a break up to 1 month. Then I told her, by the way, how is it? Sako yako najua sasa ni nono. Mnaendelea ni pesa ile mulieka vile muliniambia mtafanya. Kaniambia hiyo pesa sijui pali ilienda. Ilisha tu within a week. Kamwambia that was the expectation. So these things are there, and I want to call out to everyone in a relationship or in a marriage setup. Please don't be the block. Don't be the block of your person. That thing that you're blocking your spouse from could be the savior of your family. Especially women who stop their men from taking education policies. Why do you do that? Well, it is your children we are talking about here. Why would you stop him? Because you are feeling the kind of money you receive every end of the month from him will reduce. It's not good, okay? Those men who stop their women from investment because they are feeling that they will be superior than them, it is not right. I could get a piece of land that maybe you are stopping me from or discouraging me from getting, then hiyo ikuwe ndio mwokozi, hapo ndio utajenga wako. You could stop your wife from getting a car, and kumbe hiyo ndio itakuwa family car. You want to stop your spouse from investing in money market, saying that the interest don't make sense. Kumbe ile siku uta lose job, hiyo ndio money market itasimama na familia for those 3 months or 6 months. You want to stop them from investing in government bonds, saying the regime is not okay. Well, somebody has already confirmed to you that this is BK controlled, but you have refused. But kumbe hiyo pesa ikimachua every 6 months the interest, kumbe it will come through mahali kwa school fees. let us not be the block of each other. I know we have always said I am my own limitation, but I have also realized that loved ones, spouses, wives, husbands could be a block, especially men. So let me know what you think. I will give, that is my honest opinion. Ule madam tulikuwa tumemwita Madam Kate, Madam Mary. Let us learn from those experiences. It does not have to be you. You can learn from those people's stories, those lady stories. So moja nitakuja kupeana story. Ni vile men hawafungukangi. But if I get a case where somebody will say, by there I did not, ya wanaume ni, let me consult my wife. When somebody tells me let me consult my wife, I know that's the end of business. So one time somebody told me that luckily he had already given me motor insurance. So when he said that, I knew he was not going to invest with us. Nikasema because we have already done business together, it is okay, I'll not push him. So we begin speaking, tukaanza kukua marafiki. Nikamwambia, kwani hamjaiongea na wife the story? Akaniambia, ukisikia mtu akikwambia let me consult wife, wewe jua tu hataki hiyo kitu. So I think men hide behind let me consult my spouse, but if I get a story about a man who agreed to confess, I'll come to tell you about it, to tell you things that you should avoid early. That is it. Thank you for watching to this point. Let me know what you want me to talk about next. Yes, and who you'd want me to host also in terms of guests. Kama nataka ni host mtu wa motor insurance, I'll be about motor insurance. Mtu wa marine insurance, ni host mtu anaweza ongea about Mansa X, mtu anaweza ongea about money market. I know you have already heard these things from me, but it is okay to hear from another person, somebody from the circle, you know. Yes, thank you so much and have a lovely day.